She didn't mean to bleed on the page until it bit her finger and spoke. "I was waiting for you." Lyra froze in the tyrant's library, shadow to shadow, heart a drum. The book was thin, bound in gray hide, shelved where nothing else dared sit. She'd slipped past the lantern drones, past the glass hounds sleeping like cold sculptures, past the sign that read, "Last Law Due, Not Open." She opened it. Her blood slid into the page's stitched seam. Ink stirred like a dark tide. Letters rose as if breathing. "I know your name," the law whispered. "Lyra of the night alleys, daughter of Ellen." She almost dropped it. "My mother's dead," she breathed. "Not to me," said the page. Outside, the palace clocks groaned. Thunder sat on the city roof. She could feel Vale's gaze, the archons anywhere inside his maze of books. He'd made this place like a brain. Every shelf a nerve. Every rule a trap. She should turn and run. The rebel map burned behind her eyes. North corridor, spiral stairs, roof. But the book's letters coiled like living wire. "What are you?" She whispered. "The last law," it said. "The root of all the others. Break me and the chain breaks. Keep me and the city stays bound." Footsteps, far, lots, the guard rhythm. She hugged the book to her chest and slid between pillars. Statues of past archons watched with glass eyes. Their mouths were carved in thin lines like knives held flat. "Why me?" she asked, voice no louder than dust. "You were waiting?" "You were promised," the book said. "By who?" She didn't ask. She didn't want the answer. She moved. Down a long aisle of forbiddance titles. The spines were stamped with quiet threats. The carpet ate her sound. She almost made the stairs. A lantern drone drifted across the doorway. Light poured like water. It hummed, sniffing for heat. Lyra held still, breath caged in her ribs. The book warmed in her hands. "Be quick," it whispered. "They'll seal the exits." She slid under the drone, low as a rumor, and took the spiral. Up, the iron bit her under her palms. In the roof hall, the wind had teeth. Rain licked the stone. The city lay like a clockwork labyrinth below, domes and bridges and the iron river cutting it in two. On the far side, the needle tower wore storm like a crown. "Open me," said the book. "Once was enough." "Open me," it insisted, softer now, almost kind. "I'll show you why you bleed." She swallowed and pried it open. Not text, a map made of veins. Streets sketched in red. Names that weren't names but oaths. Her blood kept moving inside the lines, as if her body had been a pen and didn't know it. "The city lives inside me," she whispered. "You live inside it," the page replied. "There is no law the city did not feed." She touched a corner. The map flared. Somewhere, a bell rang like a wound. Far below, gates slammed shut. The library shifted. Lyra felt it in her teeth like when a train rolls under your bones. "They know," she said. "Of course." The roof door burst. A figure crossed the storm. Mar, her lookout, hair like wet straw, eyes wild. "They cut the power to the north lifts," he rasped. "We're ringed." "Lyra, what did you touch?" "Everything," she said. He saw the book and swore. "Put that thing down." "It knows me," she answered. "It knows." Her who?" "My mother." Mar went pale. "You told me Ellen was a market name." "It was." Lara's throat tightened. "And it wasn't." Boots hammered below. The Archon's guard. Black glass and iron thorns. She felt their discipline like a wire drawn tight. "Jump," Mar said, pointing to the rain-slick gutter. "Ropes there?" "We swing to the next roof." Lyra's fingers locked. The page hummed in her skin. "I can't leave it." "It's a cursed rule, not a friend." "It's not just a rule," the book whispered inside her skull. "It's a door." "The what?" She hissed. "To why your mother died." The words hit like a slap. The roof flashed white. Thunder opened the sky. A row of guards spilled onto the hall behind them. "Hands up!" barked the first. "Unseal the codex." "Step away." "Run," Mar urged. "Please." Lyra held the law to her chest and stepped backward, toward rain and air. "Tell me," she whispered inside. "Tell me what price my mother paid." The book sighed, a sound like paper crossing flame. "Twist your thumb into the bottom seam." "No," Mar said. "Lyra," she twisted. Pain pricked. Blood sank. Lines woke. A face rose on the page, ink and pulse, soft and terrible. A woman's mouth. A woman's eyes. Her mother's. The world tilted. "Little bird," the face said, and Lyra was a child again, hiding under a table while soldiers raided the house. "I wrote this law with my life. I wrote your name into it so you could take it from them." "From Vale?" Lyra choked. "You knew I'd come here?" Ellen's face looked past her. Rain dotted the page like tears. "He always needed a vessel. He can't hold a city alone. He never did. He bound me. I'd bound the city. When I broke, he searched for another I had already made." Mar gripped her arm. "This is a trap." The guards fanned, careful. Their leader lifted a hand. Behind him, the storm parted. A figure walked the air as if stairs rose invisible under his feet. Cloak black as doused coal. Hands bare. Eyes like calm knives dot the Archon veil, stepped onto the roof. "Child," he said, and the word rolled through the rain like law itself. "Thank you for bringing me my book." Lyra's breath vanished. She had seen his face once on a banner. Up close, he looked wrong, like a painting turned to look back at you. "Too smooth." "Too agreed upon. You were waiting for me," she said. "For the law to pick you," he replied. "It never moved for anyone else." "I'm tired, Lyra. The burden is heavy." "I was hopeful that I'd carry it." Anger rose like heat. "You killed my mother." Vale's smile did not crack. "I did what cities ask." "The city asked for a spine." "Your mother offered hers." "She saved thousands." "Ask the law. It remembers better than grief." The page pulsed under Lyra's hands. Her mother's face dimmed, then brightened. "He lies like a hymn," Ellen said. "But part of him is true. There must be a spine. If you take me, you'll be that spine? And if I refuse?" Lyra asked. "Then the city will break," said Vale, almost gently. "Some want that. Fires at last. Fairness by collapse. But children burn slow." Mar's grip hurt. "We're not made to be pillars," he whispered. "We're thieves. We steal light, not carry it." Lyra's eyes stung. The wind tried to rip the book away. It couldn't. It was welded to her blood. Midpoint truth hit like a blade. She hadn't stolen the law. The law had stolen her. Vale had let her in. The guards were late on purpose. He'd wanted the transfer to happen where only Sky could watch. "Choose," Vale said. He held out a hand, unarmed. "Give me the law and I'll end your pain. Or bind to it and I'll kneel. I'll make you Archon in name, Warden in weight. The city will sing under your skin, but you'll never be free." Lightning sketched his face like a verdict. Down in the streets, sirens woke. The bridges glowed with rune light. The city felt like a creature that had rolled over to watch. Ellen's voice softened. "Little bird, I chose for you once. I won't again. Either way, I stand with you. Even dead?" Lyra dragged a shaky breath. "If I take it, can I change it?" "You can write in blood what others will read in bread," the law murmured. "But every line will cut you first." A guard slipped. Rain took him. He screamed. The sound broke against stone. Mar flinched. Vale did not move. Lyra stepped to the edge. Wind pressed her cloak to her legs. She looked at Vale's open hand. She looked at the river like a vein. She looked at Mar, who had nothing but rope and terror. "Make your city answer you," she said to the law. "Say the word." It breathed. She closed her eyes. Said it. The roofs shuddered. The bridges lit. Down in the market, 1,000 doors unlatched at once. Bells turned wild. The last law dove into her bones like winter. She cried out. It hurt like being born. When she opened her eyes, Vale was on one knee. "Warden," he said, and the storm bowed. "Your first decree?" She tasted iron. Her mother's face faded, but her warmth stayed. Mar's hand shook on her sleeve. The guards lowered their eyes, but their fingers twitched on triggers. My first decree. Lyra began, and a shape rose behind Vale, someone she knew. A girl from the alleys. Her sister. It couldn't be. She had no sister. The girl smiled with Lara's mouth and lifted a knife. Finish the law, she whispered. Or I finish him. Lyra's heart cracked. Choose, Warden, Vale said softly. Mercy or order? Blood or bread? She opened her mouth. Want the next turn of the knife? Hit follow so you don't miss part 2?